Everybody, welcome to today's morning coffee with Mike. Special episode back out here in the backyard. Why? Because today we are talking about health, wellness, and trading. I'm passionate about health and wellness. I've been doing physical fitness now for many years. It's been a big part of my life, and it's one of the things that I think has helped me to get to different levels and to be able to perform and to perform at high levels in different areas, whether it's trading, whether it's business, whether it's day-to-day life. And the reason why I wanted to make it a topic for trading, right? Like you might not think of, oh, well, trading. Well, what the hell does health and wellness have to do with trading? It actually has a lot to do with health and with trading. And part of the reason why health and wellness is so important for trading is because the more energy we have. Whoops, there we go. That's fun. That's one of the fun things about being out on location. Sometimes the signal goes out and sometimes the camera tips over. Sorry about that. You guys over there on Instagram, you guys over here on YouTube and Facebook, you guys should be okay. But anyhow, the reason why health and wellness is so important is one, so you could catch a camera, but two, so that way you have the energy to be able to do all the heavy lifting of trading. It's a lot more than just clicking a couple of buttons, like those of you that have been active in trading know, especially when it comes to the end of the day or maybe even the morning, whenever you're starting your trading, right? You the higher your level of energy, the better you're able to focus. And the better you're able to focus, the better you're able to trade. The more energy you have, the better you're able to deal with stress. And we all know that trading can be stressful at times. So, the better your energy levels, the better you'll be able to trade. So I wanted to talk to you about a couple of different things that you could do for your physical health, for your wellness, that fairly simple, fairly straightforward, and just ways to start to incorporate more health and wellness and to make it a priority. Right, I think that that's the first thing to do, whether you plan on going to the gym, lifting weights, running, yoga, whatever it happens to be. And I'll share what I do too, but the most important thing is getting it on the schedule. Getting it on the schedule. A lot of people like to go and do exercise on their own. If that's you, fantastic. God bless you. A lot of other people too struggle with consistency because they're doing it alone. If you're able to get friends involved, if you're able to sign up for these classes, like the different gyms have different classes that you could go to, get a personal trainer. That would actually be my preference, getting a personal trainer. I actually have a personal trainer now, and it's one of the best decisions, one of the best investments that I've made, right? Guys, talk about me. I'm a trader. Right? I've made plenty of investments in my lifetime. The best investment that I think that I've made for my physical health has been the personal trainer. Physical exercise is massively important. So whatever it is that you're going to do, you could go for a run, you could go for a walk if you're just starting out. Uh, Consistency is a thing, and even if you're starting to think, well, now I've got to get up, I've got to get moving, I've got to do all these things. Start with something that's easy, right? The way to go at physical exercise, if you haven't done it in a while, is to start with something that's going to be easy, something that is easy to the level where if you didn't do it, you would be embarrassed. Right? So let's say that you plan on signing up for a gym membership and that's going to be your thing. Don't make a commitment where you're going to go to the gym every single day for an hour and you're going to do X, Y, and Z. Plan to go for 10 minutes 3 times a week. Right? That sounds crazy. Sounds ridiculous. But you know what happens? What happens is you get there, you do your minimum. And then you say, all right, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good. I just got here. And you do more. And then from there, you could start to increase your baseline and you're starting to develop the habit. And that's really the important thing. And that's a big part of what we're talking about here. We're talking about building great habits. Great habits are the key to health and wellness, to trading. When it comes to trading, most of us don't have or start out with great habits. Things like journaling, things like post analysis, things like backtesting, these kinds of things, right? The boring stuff. Some of the topics that I talk about in my book too. When you have habits and you're starting to do these things and you're able to automate them, that's one of the ways to incorporate a healthier lifestyle, a healthier trade style. So we want to start small. We want to build momentum for ourselves. And that's one of the key ways to do it, is to think about our baseline, think about what's the minimum that we could do, and then aim to meet that minimum each day, but to exceed it, right? Well, we're setting the floor for ourselves, right? If you're thinking about a trade and you're thinking about support and resistance, we're trying to build that floor for ourselves. So that way, the goal isn't to just stay down here. The goal is to elevate. Great. So physical exercise. We mentioned a few different things. We mentioned in the gym. We mentioned going for a run, yoga, things like that. Another thing that you want to do for your general health and wellness, and this is something that you should do every single day, multiple times a day, is stand up. Right? Part of the reason why we're out here in the backyard and why I'm standing here talking to you is because we need to stand more. Most of us are sitting at our desk typing away, and that's no good for our head, our neck, our back, posture, any of it, blood flow. We need to be standing up a lot more. Lots of ways to start to stand more at your desk, right? Some of us have a standing desk. I've got a standing desk. I actually need to make better use of my standing desk. I started to do that more consciously more recently. You don't have a standing desk. Well, what else can you do? One of the things that you should be doing too, in addition to standing, we should be standing, at least get up from the desk once an hour. One of the ways that I do that is we also need proper hydration throughout the day. Most of us are not drinking enough water. So what I'll do is I will go fill up 16 ounces, drink that for an hour. Once that's done, I'm getting up, I'm getting some more water. What happens when we drink water? What happens when we drink a lot of water? We've got to go to the bathroom, right? So that's another trigger to get up and go and make sure that we're hydrating ourselves, going to relieve ourselves, and it forces us to stand up and to get moving. Great things. Another thing that we need to be doing is getting out in nature, getting out in the sun, right? These are all good things for our body, our mind. It helps to reset our sleep cycle, right? I'm sure that there's technical terms. There are technical terms for all this stuff. It escapes me at the moment, but you'll actually end up with better sleep by getting out in the sun. As interesting as that is. Let's see. Well, what else? Spoke about movement, stretching. Stretching is a big one too. So this is one that I'm trying to incorporate now as well. A lot more stretching into the day. So stretching in the morning. I'm also stretching in the afternoon. I want to start stretching in the evening as well. Stretching is important because, like, you start to feel cramped. You start to get that poor posture, especially if you haven't been standing all day. You start to feel fatigued, right? You start to feel tight. None of that stuff is good when you have a stressful occupation, especially for those of you that want to be trading and to be trading full time. A lot of people have aspirations to be trading full time. That does not mean that you're sitting at your desk nonstop, just typing away. And you could be out here like this, right? So my business is trading. Uh, I'm I have trades on right now. I'm a trading coach. I write books. I do all these things, but you don't have to be in front of the desk nonstop to have trades on. I've got trades on right now. I don't need to be monitoring them. Part of that comes in the planning. It allows you to step away, stand up, move around, get up, stretch. All this stuff is very important. Health, wellness, your general well-being, all that ties in, and it helps your mindset too. And it helps add calm, clarity, focus by getting up, exercising, moving, just general good practice. So I wanted to do a bit of a show here for you guys. Let's see what questions that you have. Oh, and well, as we're getting through some of these questions here, I can share with you my practice as well. But let's see what questions we've got. Coming over here to Instagram, I see a couple of people over there on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. You guys get your questions in too. Let's see, well, what questions do we have over here on Instagram? Please speak Persian. Sorry, don't know. I don't know Persian yet. What's your first time trading margin money? All right, so let's talk about the trading margin. Little off topic. Well, so we'll come back to wellness, and we'll come back to my routine. To answer the question quickly about margin, first time that I used margin, the first time that I used margin well was going back probably about 15 years ago. And when I learned to use margin properly, the way that I learned to use margin, and this is how I use margin today and how I recommend to use margin. Margin is a fantastic tool that can help you to accelerate your equity curve. The downside of margin is that it can also dig you into a hole much deeper. So the way to use margin properly is to use margin when things are working well. So let's say that you're in a market environment and so all cylinders are firing, right? You've got the major indexes moving together, right? They're in uptrends. You're in a bull market. Then you start to find high quality setups. Whatever you define as a high quality setup, it's there. You're seeing plenty of them. And then let's say that you have great performance, that you're actually seeing these setups, you're trading them well, you're making money. That's the time when I would use margin. And I'm using margin by putting on trades and putting on trades and putting on trades. I've used all of my initial capital. I see more trades. The trades that I have are working and I'm making profits. Great. Then I could go and add another trade and use the margin for that. Does that make sense? I don't want to be using margin when the market's choppy. I don't want to be using margin when I'm in a drawdown and trying to dig myself out of a hole. That's not the time to be using margin. That's the time to be trading small. You want to be using margin when everything is working. And that is, if you are planning to use margin, you don't have to use margin. All right. What is my personal fitness routine? For me, I like to get up at 5 a.m. Or actually before that, I'm up at 4:30 a.m. and I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. I wasn't always an early bird like this, but I've read so many studies that suggest that getting up early is the way to get this stuff done and to great morning routine. Just kept on coming to me, and I was hit with this from people like Tim Ferriss, people like Robin Sharma, Tony Robbins, Brendan Burchard. It's just like, okay, I get it. Morning routine. Great. So I started waking up early. It wasn't easy at first. I got the different alarm clocks to go off. I got one of those lamps that will turn on and it tries to replicate the sun. Now I've got an app that monitors sleep and will wake you up within a 10-15 minute window for when it's identified as a good time to wake you up from the time that you want to wake up. So I've got this going on, and just like anything else, when you're building any kind of a habit, it's hard at first. You get through the hard, and then it starts to become habit, and it starts to become easy. So now I'm just generally up at 4:30 every single day. So 5 a.m. going to the gym. I'm working with a personal trainer, lifting weights. I'm doing spin classes. I've actually have a half marathon that's coming up. So I've been doing a lot more running outside. That half marathon's coming up June 24th. So right around the corner. Getting ready for that. Doing a lot more stretching, a lot more yoga. Like I mentioned before, I'm doing that twice a day, trying to incorporate 3 times a day. So I'll go out for a run, I'll go to the gym, I'll do whatever, come home, 30 minutes of yoga. Then afternoon, around 12:30, another 30 minutes of yoga. Now I want to start incorporating something at night too, where I'm going to do some more stretching. Don't know if I'll do a full half hour, but at least something in the evening too. Stretching is super important. Our flexibility, our mobility, it really helps. And when I was doing yoga before, I used to do hot yoga. Hot yoga is fabulous. If you're interested in hot yoga, highly recommend it. I was doing it. The reason why I stopped during COVID, place closed down, unfortunately. But I found that I had a lot more energy when I was doing the hot yoga, and it was not only having more energy, but I was using energy more efficiently, especially in exercise, especially in running. So hot yoga. And so that's basically the exercise routine mentioned before with the water consumption. I try to drink half my body weight in ounces every single day. That's a good rule of thumb. Drink your body weight in ounces for water, right? For water, not for anything else. But let's see. And the standing. We want to be standing at least once an hour. Tell my trading journey. Great question. Don't have time for it on this episode, but I do share my full trading journey and a lot of my backstory in my book, The Trading Mind Wheel, that is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, basically anywhere books are sold. And we're going to be doing a live Q&A for the book in a couple of weeks, where we're going to get that scheduled. So if you bought a copy of the book, go to tradingmindwheel.com, register, and we'll be talking pretty soon. Let's see, any other questions? All right, looks like that's it for today. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here out in the backyard again, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Let's see what's tomorrow's topic. Tomorrow we're talking about meditation and mindfulness. Yeah, big mindset week here on the Morning Coffee with Mike show. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Much love. Peace out, everybody.